Welcome to Toronto, Canada and the Toronto Pearson International Airport. Purpose of this video is to give you as much information by way of a walkthrough right from your plane seat through into the airport, into the primary inspection kiosk, otherwise known as the EGATES, which is your customs and immigration, then on to luggage, which was very fast, and then out into the airport where we will lay out as much information in order to assist you to get to your destination. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Toronto, Canada and the Toronto Pearson International Airport. Purpose of this video is to take you from the plane seat right to our shuttle seat that's going to take us home. Now here we are. We're getting off the plane. Just to give you a little bit of background, purpose of this video, we're going to take you and walk you right through this whole process. Now, the first thing we're going to come up to is something called the primary inspection kiosk. Some people call it EGATES. Then we're going to hand in our declaration or our custom and immigration. Then we're going to get to our luggage. We're going to go down and find out what carousel, our luggage, we can pick it up. And then we are going to exit out into the Toronto Pearson International Airport. We're going to show you the various options and transportation options for you to get to where you want to get to in Toronto area. Now, for the purpose of us, we will be taking an out-of-town shuttle. So we're going to be going to a certain door, but we're going to show you what each door and what's going to be out there to take you where you want to go, whether it be a taxi, limo, the UPS, the Union Pearson Express train, the buses, etc. So just to give you a little bit of background here, as we walk towards these primary inspection kiosks, which is another name for EGATES, some people say they're not exactly the same, but they serve the same purpose. But the purpose is a digital tool at Canada's international airports that allows travelers to verify their identity and make on-screen declarations, streamlining the customs and immigration process. So you're going to come to this thing called a primary inspection kiosk. These self-serve kiosks where travelers can scan their travel documents. That's going to be your passport. Then it takes your photo, have your photo taken. You're going to answer certain questions on a touch tone screen and submit these customs and immigration declarations to somebody when you get to customs and immigration. So what's the purpose? Both the primary inspection kiosk and EGATES are used to verify a traveler's identity and complete their customs and immigration declaration. What you do is you scan your documents, photo captures your identity, you answer some questions, receive your receipt, and you go about on your way. So here we are. We have come to the PIK, primary inspection kiosk. Now you can either come in here and fill out these forms here that are all online and they're all digital, or you can continue walking and do it at customs and immigration. I like to do it here because there's no lineup, so we've just snuck in here. We're going to fill out our customs and immigration declaration. You can see everybody's going by us. This lady, she understands it. She's going to show us, kind of help us how to do it. We are going to get a little slip at the end of this. It's our customs and immigration declaration, and we're going to take that with us. Now, why do we do it here? Well, you can do it here, or you can do it 300 meters from here at the customs and immigration. I just don't want to stand in a line when we get to customs and immigration or wait for a machine there. I saw them open here. There's a bunch of them open. Some people don't want to stop. Some people don't know what we're stopping for. But this is a way for you to get your customs and immigration process over with, get your receipt, and be on your way. So sometimes it can take a little while here, so you've got to scan your passports, as I've already gone over, and that's going to take your picture, it's going to verify who you are, you're going to answer some questions, and then it's going to give you the receipt and you're going to walk. Now, just to tell you a little bit about Pearson International Airport, it is located in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, just outside of Toronto. I believe it's 22 kilometers from downtown Toronto. It is the main airport serving Toronto and its metropolitan area, also known as the Golden Horseshoe. It is the largest and busiest airport in Canada, and it handled 45 million passengers in 2023. Now, it was named in honor of Lester P. Pearson, the 14th Prime Minister of Canada and the 1957 Nobel Peace Prize winner. So here we are. Hopefully we get these things spit out here and we can be, there it is. There's our receipt. Both of our names and our information is on that receipt. So we're going to continue walking here. And like I said, you can either fill in these forms here or you can do it down in Customs Immigration. It's going to take us another minute or so to walk to, the Customs and Immigration. Then people will start lining up, and you're going to see that when we get to that area. So we are obviously arrivals. We're coming in from Cancun, Mexico, by way of Flair Airlines. Flight number 2611. I think we took off at 12:45. It might be after 3 o'clock right now or 5 o'clock. Sun's going down. So if you've got connecting flights, you follow these signs. And we're going to see a few more of them along the way here. So we came in from Cancun and we're coming back to Canada here, Toronto, Canada. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments section. I've been through this airport so many times, and I've got a number of videos on the arrivals and departures at this airport. So if you're looking for a departures video on this airport, just type in my name, Toronto Pearson International Departures, and I'll take you through the whole process just like I do it here. I like to do it in real time just so you know how long it takes. So at this point, what are we, 7 minutes in to this video? We've already done our customs declaration, we've got our slip, and we are walking. So far so good. What we're going to do is we're going to come down into Customs and Immigration, and we're just going to hand somebody that little sheet of paper. They're going to put a little red stripe on it, and we're going to continue. They're going to give it back to us, and then we're going to go through baggage. And I'll also show you that when we get down to baggage, you'll see a big screen that tells you what carousel you're going to pick your bags up on. But make sure you know what flight you're getting off, the flight number, and what airline you're with, because once you see the big screen, you're going to see, hey, Flair Airlines, flight 2611 from Cancun. We'll see, we're going to be on carousel 9, I believe. Now, just as a cautionary note, when we were getting off the plane, they told us we were going to be at carousel 5 or something. So that lady, that stewardess, might be telling you something, but always make sure that when you come down into baggage, you check the screen to ensure that your flight, at what carousel your bags are being dropped off on, because sometimes it changes. That stewardess might tell you a certain carousel and it might be a different one. So make sure that you double check when you get into baggage to get your luggage. And the other thing is, there are people down there that can carry your luggage if you need help carrying your luggage. You can also get carts down there. So we're going to come down here into immigration, and you're going to see me basically bypass all these other E-gate machines, or they call them personal primary identification kiosks. And we're going to go right past them through, and with these velvet ropes, we're going to go all the way around to the left. So you're going to see all these kiosks here, and people are going to go in, they're going to start lining up for them. And sometimes you have to wait for them, and it's a long process when you are flooded, because you don't know how many flights are coming in at this point. But when we were going down that original kind of hallway there, when I saw an open kiosk, I said, we're getting it here. So here we go. We're going to go into, this is Customs and Immigration, the big room here, but I'm going to veer to the left, exit, because I'm not going to go through this whole process. We've already done it. And these people in front of us obviously have probably done it too, and they're going to bypass this big cattle call. Going through all these cattle call things just for what? Just to get in line again to get to that kiosk. So if you've already got your receipt for your declaration, then you've got it. You don't have to go through this. Stay to the left like I am right here. I'm just going to stop here. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to show you all those people now are funneling in there in order to fill out their immigrations and customs and get that declaration. But not us. We're gone. So we're going to head right up here, and you're going to see us walk right by this guy. I'm not turning the camera off or anything, but he's simply going to look at, you got your E-gate or your form already, your primary inspection kiosk form? Yes, we do. Okay. And they're going to let us go right by. It is so much faster than it used to be back in the day. Remember standing in line here for an hour in this cattle call? There'd be whatever, a few hundred of us getting off a flight, and there are only 6 of those tellers open. And you had to wait, then you had to go up and they'd ask you a whole bunch of questions verbally, then they'd stamp it. Well, no longer. That's the good thing about this Toronto airport. And here's the guy. All we're going to do is we're just going to show this receipt to him. He's going to just put a little red kind of magic marker thing on it, and then we are gone. There it goes. So he just kind of swiped it and we are through. So you can see all those other people there still waiting to get into that kiosk. And if you're not Canadian, I guess, maybe you have to wait in that line anyways and get something stamped for immigration. People always ask me about that. I am a Canadian, so this is an easy process for me. I don't know if you're coming in from another country or what the process is. But this is what this whole immigration looks like, just so you know, and how far you have to walk and how long it takes. I think we're up around 10 minutes now, and we are done with the immigration, and we are heading now down to baggage. So here we go. Looks like there's another person here checking. Please present your form or receipt. Make sure it is available. Once you get it, you have to make sure that thing's available all the way out until you get out into the airport and you're done with all this. So we're going to look at the baggage monitor here, and let me just get a picture for you right here, and I'm going to scan in on that. Just give me a sec here. So we've come into baggage. Make sure you look at these screens. So this screen tells you what carousel your baggage is going to be on. Now 8 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is Flair Airlines. Flight 2611 from Cancun. The time that it landed was 17:01, which is basically 5:01 in the afternoon. And we are going to carousel 9, and it says the status that the plane has arrived. So here we go. We are going to go for a walk over to carousel 9. Now, if you need to exchange some money, you've just got off the plane, there's a money exchange there. There's also a couple ATMs along here, especially if you're just coming into Canada and you have no Canadian currency at all. You might want to pick some up there, depending where you're coming from, whatever country you're coming from. You could always convert some of your currency from your country to Canadian here, but there is a currency exchange. There's also a bunch of ATM machines in this area here. So we've come down into baggage. We saw the screen. We know we're supposed to go to carousel 9. We can kind of see it up here. I'm walking over. I want to just give you a really kind of nice picture of what it says on this carousel 9 here. Now here's the picture. It says carousel 9 Cancun. There we are. 2611. Offload is in progress. There it is. So there might be multiple planes unloading on this carousel. Our luggage just happened to come up, both of our luggage, within a matter of seconds. So we are very happy. She sees the other one right here. She's going to pull the other one. So this has been so quick. From our plane seat, we've gone through that primary inspection kiosk, immigration, so fast. We're just walking right through the stuff. We come right down here to carousel 9. There's our luggage. We're always happy when we get our luggage. And now we're trying, how can we get out of here? Like, it is packed, wall to wall luggage. We're gonna work our way out of here. Make sure you hold onto that receipt that eGate primary inspection kiosk gave you, whatever that little receipt is, because you are gonna have to give it to somebody on the way out. We've got some police officers there. You've got some pop if you need it. A couple little snack machines over here, but it is wall to wall people here. Please be patient. We're all trying to get to the same place. So we are gonna walk towards the exit signs. There's carousel number 10, and we are skedaddling. So here's what's gonna happen. We are gonna head out of this baggage area out into the Toronto International Airport. And what I'm going to do is show you around. Each door corresponds to something else leaving the airport, whether it be hotel shuttles, whether it be taxis, whether it be limos, whether it be out of town shuttles, etc. I am going to take you through each of those doors just to show you, even rental cars, even if you want to get to the UPS, the Union Pearson Express train, if you want to get to the buses, if you want to get into the subway somehow, whatever you're looking for, I am going to go through the whole process as soon as we get out into the airport. So it's kind of bottlenecking here right now. And like I said, we deplaned at roughly 5 o'clock. So this is rush hour. And like I said, we're backed up here. But all I'm going to say is we have come through this so quickly. I'm going to say it's taken us 15 minutes from the plane of the seat, and we're almost out into the airport right now. The other thing is I'm going to show you where parking is when we get out here. So where the ATMs are, where the Timmy's is, where the currency exchange is, where you can make free phone calls, etc. Where the information area is. Like I said, bottlenecking right here, and we're gonna give them our receipt and we're going to come out into the airport. Now when we come out into the airport, I'm gonna give my other half the luggage, my luggage, and she's gonna go and wait for us at the shuttle area and try and get that lined up. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slowly walk through the airport and give you some tips about and some advice depending on where you're going in order to really kind of help you out. So we are through it. We're gonna come through here. You know, the connections would be to the left there if you got a connecting flight, but we are going to the exit or sortie, and we're gonna walk out here, and like I said, I'm gonna give her my baggage, and then I'm gonna walk you through the airport and give you as much information, tips, advice, in order to assist you about where you're going. I really don't know where you're going, but I know where I'm going, but I'm gonna show you the options you have. Okay, so I'm gonna give her my luggage here. I'm gonna stop the camera for a second, and then I'm going to walk through the airport. Here we go. So this is what you're gonna see when you come out into the Toronto Pearson International Airport. This is the international flight exit out into the airport. If you have any questions, this is kind of part 2 of the video here. I'm going to give you as much information to assist you to get to wherever you want to get to. For me, I know I'm doing an out-of-town shuttle. I think that's at door C. So I know where I'm going, but I'm going to go through all these doors and tell you, I'll give you as much advice and tips about how to get to where you want to get to. If you need a luggage cart, there's a whole bunch of them lined up there. Especially if you have to walk all the way up to parking and you don't want to carry all this stuff, so there's a whack of carts right there. Also, if you are coming in and you need an eSIM card, there are 2 or 3 little kiosks right in this area that can assist you with your a SIM card for your phone. And so there's Rogers. You've also got some car rentals. Now we've got 2, we've got some of them you can go downstairs right there, or you're going to go to door B for rental cars, depending on which company you're with. So there is another place you can pick up a SIM card, or some information about cell phone usage, data, etc. Now, I've been using an eSIM card for the last few years, so you might want to look into the eSIM card. So here is this information area. If you have any questions, doesn't seem like a long lineup, head in there, ask them some questions. I'm going to give you a real kind of insider tip. Around to the left here, there is a phone that you can use. Let's say your eSIM card or your SIM card or your phone is not working. You can come around here, keep this quiet. There's a phone there on the wall. You can use that phone to get some information. Also in the yellow there's a bunch of phone numbers if you're looking for something. But like I said, use that if you need it. That's kind of an insider scoop there where not too many people know that's available. So what we're going to do, this is the international flights area. Somebody may be coming to pick you up, and if they are, they should be waiting in this area. Well, they might not know if your plane has landed. What they're going to do is look at these screens right here, and it's going to tell you where you're coming from, what the flight number was, and hopefully the person that's waiting for you has that information. There are these big screens. So hypothetically for me, I am going to show you that if somebody was coming to wait for me, they would see the screen right there. It says Cancun, flight 2611, and they would know that it's on time and then to wait there. We know that it's taken me roughly 20 minutes to get to this point from getting out of the seat in the plane. YYZ are the call letters for Toronto International Airport. Famous, well-known, busiest airport in Canada. We're going to walk over here and I'm going to show you the sign just over top of this little ticket machine. This is for the UPS, the Union Pearson Express. Now this is a very important sign, and it's going to tell you how to get to where you want to get to. I'm going to start at the bottom right. It says door or port B for hotel shuttles. Now door B and door G are for hotel shuttles. So if you're going to a hotel, you're going to go out there and you're going to get your shuttle. Now let's go back to door A. If you're pet relief, like if you have to pick up a dog or something that you had on board, door B there is off airport parking shuttle. Could be park and fly, something like that, or public buses. Door C is out of town vans. That's where we're going. Door D is ride apps like Uber, Lyft, and a few of those. You would be catching them there. There's nothing in door E. Door F is car rentals, express valet, parking, taxis and limousines. And then, like I said, this bottom one here, door B and door G is hotel shuttles. Up top is departures. You'd have to go to a different level. So I'll let you do that. So we're going to head over here. There it is, door G. It says airport shuttles right over top of it. So if you're going to a big hotel around here somewhere, you are heading out there. That is for your UP, Union Pearson train ticket. So you could buy it right there, and I'll show you where you catch it. You're going to have to walk down here a little bit and get on an elevator. But walk with me, and I'll show you how to get there. So here we are. We're going down this long alleyway here, hallway. There's an ATM right there. There's actual phones. Remember those old school phones? So if you didn't know about that freebie phone over there, you'd be getting that phone right there. Bring some, is it quarters? I don't know. There's your ATM. There's a family washroom right there. There's CBC or CIBC. Now here's this UP, and this is the Union Pearson train. If you're going right downtown to Union Station, that's right downtown Toronto. Here's a currency exchange. Now, if you know that you're in a bind here and you don't have any Canadian money, you can exchange it right there. It's still open. I don't know how long how late they are open, but that's always a lifesaver if you don't have any money. So we're gonna head down here. There's another option for phones. And there's a number of them along here looking for any sort of, if you need data, if you need Wi-Fi, etc. There's certain programs there. So connecting flights would be going up the elevator there. Like I said, Departures is one level up. And here we've got some food options already. And you can see people just hanging out. It is fairly busy. This is a Friday night, and it is fairly busy. And there's Timmy's. Can't go wrong with a little bit of Timmy's. Maybe you need a little donut. Maybe you need your fix coming back into Canada. Your coffee. There it is. Parking and car rentals. Door F. If you've got one of those two, you need something. Otherwise, we're going to continue on. The next door will be E. We're going backwards. If you have to go up to departures, you're going to go up those escalators. And we're going to keep on walking and looking for door E. Now off to the left there, you can see if you need any sort of refreshments, pops, chips, something like that. Otherwise, we're just going to keep on walking and looking for the next one. We've got washrooms periodically on the right, all the way. So you're going to go out here and we're going to have taxis and limos. And you got a lot of security and a lot of people kind of directing us here. So taxis and limos are out here. This is door E now, so they've changed it. Door E is taxis and limos. You're going to have a number of people in these vests, which are directing people, because there's going to be a long lineup for taxis and limos. If you want to check into how much it costs to taxi and limo, you can watch one of my other videos. Last I heard it was like $50 to go downtown Toronto. But if you went with Uber, you can kind of check with the other apps to see how it compares. So here we are. So this is the elevator to go to the UP train to the city. So I showed you where you can get your ticket. So now we're going to show you where the elevators are, and there's nice signs right over top of it that says basically departures are one level up. Well, this is also the train to the city, and I'll be doing another video on that. You also would go upstairs if you wanted to get to Terminal 1. This is Terminal 3. So you would go up a level for number 1, departures. Number 2, if you wanted to get to the train to downtown Toronto, and if you wanted to go to the other terminal, Terminal 1. A lot of busy stuff, a lot of stuff going on right there. You could have taken the escalator up, or you can take the elevator up. Here is door D, and this is where you get the ride apps. For example, I think we got Uber and Lyft. You would obviously have to get a hold of them. You know how to kind of work those apps. I hear that they are cheaper than the limos and the taxis that you'll get at the other door. So if you're looking for a better deal, the ride apps are an option there, and you would get them at door D. We are going to stop here just for a second because this is for the out-of-town shuttles coming up here at door C. I'm just going to pan around. I'm going to say, hey, there is the little desk. If you're going to Barrie, KW area, Hamilton, Guelph, etc., and you already have your shuttle paid for and set up, or maybe you want to, that's where you would check in. And what they're going to do is they're going to take you to this door right here, which is door C, and you would go out and you would meet your shuttle out there. But first, what you got to do is check in at the desk, and then you'd go out door C. That's where they're all going to be parked right out there. As we continue along, we see that the washrooms, again, periodically on the right side. It is starting to space out a little bit here. There aren't as many people down here. We're going to continue to walk. Here's an escalator on the right that would also take you up to departures. It would also take you up to get to the UP, the train, in order to go up and get it down to Union Station, which is straight downtown Toronto. And here we are at the trains and bus information. I'm going to do the best I can to capture this. I'm going to kind of go through each of these machines and give you as much information as possible. But this machine right here. It says buy your Go Transit, your UP Express, TTC tickets, bus tickets. So right there you can see the Go, you can see the UP, Union, Pearson train. So that's where you're going to buy your tickets for all this stuff. So here's a layout for the UP, Union, Pearson Express, but it's also got the subways also there. If you're looking to get on the metro, the subway. This is for all the buses that are heading from the airport into town, and this is the Go bus, Go Transit. And here are some like additional things you might want to know about transportation options. So up here are most of the buses. So these are the airport buses that are either going into Brampton. You've also got, so they're the Go buses and the public buses. So you might want to slow that down, stop it, have a little look at some of that stuff. I also have a video on it if you just want to Google airport to downtown Toronto options, and I lay it out, and maybe I'll put that in this description for you if you're looking for a video. So we're going to continue along the hallway here. There's just so much information. There's what the machines look like, but we're going to head along here. So this is B. So these are hotel shuttles are here, public buses are here, off-airport shuttles like Park and Fly are also there, and rental cars. So we're going to keep on going. Another ATM. It's really getting sparse down here because most of the people have already exhausted all the options on however they're going to get to where they're getting to. So there's not too many people down here. So we're just going to continue to walk. We have another roughly minute and a half. And we're going to go down to door A. So just walk along with me if you haven't got one of your options, or like I said, if you do have some questions, pop it in the comments section. Here is a little eatery. There aren't a lot of food options along here. We've got some Timmy's when we kind of get off the plane here, but we got some Subway, we got a few other options. So we're coming down here to door A, and there's also a chapel or a center down here if you want to pray or spend some time down here, but we're coming to the end of it. Now this is a domestic exit, so if you are coming in on a flight from Edmonton, Calgary, or somewhere in Canada, this is where you'll be exiting. So I'm not allowed to go in there. I'm probably going to do a few more videos on the domestic, but this is door A right here, pre-arranged services. You've also got the pet area, and we're going to continue on right to the end where there's a washroom and a chapel, just so I can say I've done it all. Right from the plane seat, right down to the end of the airport here. So just at the end here, we've got washrooms, departures, and a chapel. And that's going to be the end of it. So I'm going to say thanks for coming along on the walk with me. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments section. I want to say ciao for now. It's been a pleasure to walk along with you. Hope to see you soon. Thanks.